Thank you, Ms Hobhouse, and I wish you and all members, clerks and staff in Parliament and our visitors today a very happy new year. And I'm pleased to respond to this debate on the length of the school week for the opposition. I want to thank the member for Lichfield for leading this debate, and I want to congratulate the young people behind this petition and causing us to come together to discuss it here. I confess I haven't told our own children what I'm doing this evening, and I hope they're not watching the Parliament channel for the first time in their lives, because my job tonight is to complete the party consensus and disappoint the signatories. Because I think while we've heard some very valid arguments about teacher recruitment and retention and how the reality of school works for many children, the challenges that we've heard are probably best met with other solutions to shortening the school week. Broadly speaking, we have more knowledge and data about what works in education than ever before, and that gives us some confidence in saying we know how to make education work best for young people. Success obviously depends on rewarding excellence and raising standards. And the research shows that reducing the length of the school week would mean fewer opportunities to learn and improve. Less time spent with teachers in the classroom will lead to fewer activities and teaching hours, especially for the most deprived children who might lack alternatives to these activities away from their schools. If anything, we need children to spend more time at school so they can enjoy the greatest possible benefit from full-time education. Of course, there should be a balance. Schools create opportunities for children to learn social skills, make friends, explore new interests, and be active. No one here wants children to be constantly working without rest or support, especially when they're struggling. But our schools would become unbalanced by the loss of an entire school day, and it's not credible that 5 days of learning and activity could be realistically compressed into 4. Cutting lesson times would harm children, especially those who are most struggling and need more help. And it's not only children who will suffer, but families. A 4-day week would see more than a month's worth of school time lost over a year. That's 39 days gone, much more than people's total holiday entitlement. The loss of a whole day would force many working parents to find alternative childcare arrangements at huge personal expense. With the cost of childcare already incredibly high, that would go up even further because of the spike in demand. But many other parents would simply work fewer hours or leave their jobs so they can look after children when they're not in school. Campaigners for a shorter week believe these problems can be made up by extending the length of the remaining 4 days. And in the petition we're debating today, it's proposed that we add an extra hour to each school day, but this would still mean 2.5 hours are lost every week. Even if you extend the school day to a full 8 hours under a 4-day week schedule, children would be left with fewer hours of education each week. Under the Conservatives, the minimum length of the school week was extended to 32.5 hours. This helped children to master their subjects, discover new ones, get catch-up support, receive personalised tutoring, and enjoy more extracurricular activities. Schools in Wales, which is not run, where education is not run by the Conservatives, have also trialled longer school days. A 4-day week would leave us a global outlier, with English children having less school time than their peers in other developed countries. And we know that more time spent in school leads to better outcomes. The Education Policy Institute has reviewed a series of global studies and found, quotes, a more pronounced impact on the academic outcomes of pupils from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. The Education Endowment Foundation has also reviewed studies from multiple countries and concluded that extended school time can deliver an average gain of 3 months additional progress for children. This goes up to 4 months for children in primary schools and 2 months for children in secondary schools. There's significant evidence of this working here in England. The DfE's 2003 to 2010 Extended Services in Schools programme, covering 1,500 schools, featured longer school days as part of its pilot scheme. It contributed towards 74% of schools seeing higher pupil engagement in learning, 82% higher pupil engagement in school, as well as a 54% reduction in problems with discipline. Research shows it was the most deprived schools who benefited. Nearly 6 in 10 children on free school meals thought the scheme made an impact in schools, with over 20% of pupils on free school meals. But this falls to 4 in 10 children for schools with less than 20% of children on free school meals. Parents also agreed. Surveys show that 35% of parents believe their child's grades improved as a result, and 56% observed their child enjoying learning more, and 58% saw their child demonstrating better language skills and being better socialised. Longer school days are an important part of delivering more and better enrichment. Thanks to the Academies and Free Schools revolution, this insight has been put into practice with impressive results. Star Academy's Eden Girls' School delivers extra enrichment and learning through additional time between 3 and 3:45 p.m. They're rated outstanding. Teachers play their part in this extra time, but the school has innovated by working with charities and community groups to give extra activities to its pupils. This means teachers are enablers and not just overburdened. Extended school days have been introduced at St Martin's Academy from 8:30 to 4 p.m. alongside full wraparound care to help parents. They were rated outstanding last year. All Saints Catholic College, another outstanding school, piloted 2 non-compulsory extended school days for year 7 and 8 pupils. The summer term pilot saw a 12% drop in missed homework sanctions and a 16% increase in good behaviour. Academies at the Inspiration Trust in East Anglia have also proven that this works. They extended their school days for children in year 7 to year 11, providing an extra 500 days of teaching. That's 20 more weeks of learning. Inspiration Trust has also ensured teacher meetings are more efficiently organised and that professional development opportunities are available, and the results speak for themselves. 66% of pupils at Inspiration Trust primaries meet the expected standard in reading, writing and maths, which is higher than the 62% England average. 50% achieve grade 5 or above in English and maths GCSEs, compared with 45.9% across all state-funded schools, and 83% of all A-level results were between A star and C last year. Lengthening the school week creates the space for schools to decide how they can best use their time and improve outcomes. Many school reformers rightly believe this can be done with strong discipline and knowledge-rich curriculum and teacher-led instruction. This was the insight that shaped Conservative education reform, making English children the best readers in the world and saw England rise through the PISA rankings. But education reform is never over. It's a constant fight to keep schools in good shape so children can get the best education possible. I do congratulate the young people who have made this debate happen and recognise the good faith of all those who support the proposal. But it's the position of my party, like the government and the Liberal Democrats, the boring grown-ups that we are, that a shorter school week would weaken our schools and actually end up letting down children. What we need to do instead is ensure more time is spent at school and focused on giving every child the best chance to succeed in life.